Well, first I want to say thanks for having us on, man. This platform is unbelievable. So I appreciate that. My mom's a nurse, so I want to first say, my heart's out to all those families that's been impacted by such that's going on, whether it's with the health or losing a job and things like that. But as it relates to this time in our lives, I think it's the transition to whatever the other side holds when we think about the new lifestyle that we're going to be living. I don't think it's going to shut off like a flashlight, but we're just adjusting as a program, trying to stay as connected as possible, enjoying this time with my family and loved ones. That's pretty much it. Just making sure our guys are meeting with each other on Zoom and our staff is doing the same.
Yeah.
Jabari, I think the urgency of recruiting has shifted from not just coaches, but to parents, simply because there's a premium now that you have to put on building a relationship, and it's not going to be one-sided with us coaches trying to convince kids that we're the best place for them. It's going to be parents advocating for their children and children advocating that they're the right fit for us, simply because there's no dates on our campus that we're hosting. There's only so many Zoom calls and phone calls I can be on. But you take away for the first time, distance, you take away budget. There is a equal playing field to recruiting for the first time ever. And it has to be done not with how shiny objects look or how big a gym is. It's going to be the substance of me as a man and as a person. And this is what the true recruiting should hopefully from this, no matter if the transfer rule lifts or not, you'll have authentic relationships built, and therefore the numbers of transfers will go down.
Uh-oh.
Well, I heard a little piece of what he said. He said something about digging a little deeper on the process as it relates to characteristics and things like that, like Coach Haith mentioned, and being more specific. I just think I look at the carrying capacity of a kid. If they have room for me and our environment to pour into them, or are they going to come, with some, I would say, arrogance and not humility. The biggest thing and the biggest mistake we all can make is not sharing what that kid's weaknesses are during the recruiting process to make it reality. And I want a kid who is asking, Coach, how did I play? Tell me something that I need to get better at. Not, Coach, did you see that dunk? Coach, did you see that fadeaway three? I want a kid that's humble enough to know his awareness of where actually he stands in the scheme of, okay, I got room to grow, and these are the areas I got to get better at. Hey, I'll tell you what, I ask kids, I ask parents. They ask me first, am I offering? The first statement I make, are you guys ready to commit or something? Because at the end of the day, right. So at the end of the day, if you're ready to commit, then that's when the offer is important. But they think this thing through to the point where they think they have all the time in the world. But in actuality, they're missing the point of building an authentic relationship so that they can see if it's a good fit. And when it's a good fit, that's when you're supposed to, ask if you're offering. Because at the end of the day, we all been there, fellas, with our lovely wives. She ain't say on the first date, are you marrying me?
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Coach Gates, that's the truth.
Maybe the second.
Same thing here is globally. I don't, I'm very specific. I'm very critical. It's hard as it is to recruit against people, against all these great coaches in our profession and obviously on this Zoom. But, the best thing a kid can tell me is no. That's the best thing they can tell me. Therefore, I can waste my time somewhere else or try to build some real relationships. If they're not interested, like you said, Jabbar, if they're not interested and they just want to get their likes or get their inner circle pub and walk around with their chest out, they missing the whole purpose. Because I'm going to lean on the relationships, like Coach Hafe said, that I've established for years. For years. If I've only seen a kid play once and I have a great friend in the profession and I've never seen a kid play, I'm going off of my great friend who has known me for some time. Yet alone let a frat brother call me. Because when I got the job at Cleveland State in July, hey, Shaman, the bros called me, didn't you, Shaman? And I relied on the bros.
On the shield.
I relied on the shield. There is no doubt about it. And I think the relationship is important. And the only thing that can defeat a great relationship is another great relationship with a kid who I'm just recruiting for the first time versus the years of relationships and time and energy that I spent with, whether it's breaking bread, whatever it is, man. I just think they missed the picture. But I'll say this, and I'm sorry to take the mic, fellas. I apologize.
Okay.
I tell these parents, man, are you going to give your kid to me, or am I going to be coaching you too? That's the biggest issue.
That's that fire, Coach.
Look.
I like that, Coach Gates.
Coach, that's going
My mom and dad gave me to my AAU coach and high school coach. My high school coach and my AAU coach gave me to my college coach. My college coach, I was boxed in. I could not run from the adversity and the lessons that journey of going up and down roller coaster was setting up. I couldn't run from it. I called my mom ready to complain. She ready to get off the phone before I finished a sentence. I couldn't complain. So the big picture is, are these young people having the fence set up around them where, if they want to run, are they being said or told the correct things from their parents?
At home. Yeah.
That's the question.
You starting a whole nother.
Shimon,
Keep moving around, baby.
Shimon,
Yeah.
you didn't go to UNC thinking you was about to start, did he, Stackhouse?
No, he
Lord,
sure
no.
did.
Exactly. Imagine what you learned.
But I was going to put that work in. Man. I put that work in.
Imagine what you learned, though, bruh. Imagine what you learned. Combs give no resistance. Combs does not have toughness. I mean, that's my true thought on the whole subject. You can have one person in the gym honing their skills, and you want gym rats, but there is a competitive advantage on the mental component of a kid being able to run through a wall or stand up to something that is giving them resistance. A cone doesn't do that. A workout, quote unquote, there's some good workout guys out there, and there's some fraudulent ones.
Mm-hmm.
For the fraudulent workout guys, they just tell you how good you are at the end of the day and give false hope to a kid, and it's not reality. But cones don't move, man. And basketball has changed, yes, but the competitive drive of kids have gone down because they don't play 5-on-5 anymore. They don't sit on the sidelines because their team lost in a 5-on-5. Fellas, we all been to a gym where if you lost, you probably ain't getting back on that.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
No question.
It was a lesson in that.
Yeah.
It was a lesson in that. You had to be privileged. You had to put it on the line and don't let you miss the game-winning shot. The old school dude's gonna let you know they may not pick you for the next 2-3 weeks.
I was gonna say, man, I beat young guy.
But that's my 2 cents, man. Well, I would say this, and we all have been cut from a different cloth of manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. Friendship is essential to the soul. You can't reach out and call people, when you absolutely need. You got to plant seeds and be able to plant the seeds well beforehand. And that's just the words of advice I have for young coaches. I've been fortunate enough to, have a mentor like George Ravlin and Leonard Hamilton. And those are Mohicans in this profession. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They are Mohicans in this profession. You get what I'm saying? So I've just been taught a certain way. And for the young people out there, you got to respect the hierarchy. You got to respect the time that people put in before you, and you got to be humble. And the best thing you can do is give your very, very best every single day, because you don't know who's watching you. You have no clue what skills you're picking up that you can use later down the road. But ultimately, you know, we all have been taught to choose our friends wisely. And I would tell everybody in the profession and recruits, choose the people you invest your time in wisely, because at the end of the day, there are smoke signals and you can't ignore them for the short-term gain. You got to look at the big picture.